So my sister is coming in town tonight for the 4th of July. She discovered that my niece has lice. What I'm gonna show you is the tried and true natural home remedy. It's also way better for your hair than this is sure to get rid of lice. Hey everyone, I'm Mindy from Cute Girls Hairstyles, and today we are talking about lice. The scary word that anytime you say, everyone around you panics, starts scratching their heads, starts panicking, wondering if anybody around them has lice and what they're gonna do, right? In today's video, we are going to talk about lice. We're gonna go blow the lid off of it being taboo, and we are going to teach you lice treatment, lice removal, etc., everything you need to know in case somebody you know comes down with a case of head lice, because inevitably, somebody probably is going to, either in your family or someone close to you. Now, before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the button right here. And if you want to see some of our over 400 hairstyle tutorials, you can click the I button right up here. Now let's get into lice. All right, y'all, so today we had a real life, this is total reality right here when you have families of many children moment. So my sister is coming in town tonight for the 4th of July, and she called me and she's like, I'm about to get on the plane. We're about a couple hours before the plane ride, and she discovered that my niece, Kylie, has lice. So totally normal, lice is not a gross thing. Like, getting lice is not gross. Keeping lice is gross, right? Like, everyone can get lice. I had lice when I was a kid. None of my kids, fortunately, have had lice, but it's because
I never had lice.
Apparently, I am the only one in our family that had lice. But the point is that lice happens, that's real life. And, you know, now we have to get rid of it. So she de-liced, washed with Rid before she left for the airport so that they were not contaminating everyone on the plane, and jumped the plane to come out. And they are about to land. And so now we are working on our end to get everything set for when they get here. So I have called the lice doctors, and they are meeting here at 10 o'clock tonight to help my sister comb all the nits out of her kid's hair, and they're gonna teach us some tips and tricks. And since this is a hair channel, I'm gonna show those tips and tricks to you as well, because I think probably some of you out there can also use these tips and tricks. But in the meantime, we are preparing an area of the house that has no cloth in it for when her kids get here. And yeah, we've got a car that fortunately has leather, so it's not gonna be contaminated, and we're ready to go. So here we are, Tana has arrived. There's Tana and Tad, and brought along the crew. And as you can see, Kylie is over there getting her head de-liced. Okay, so let's talk about how to do lice removal and lice treatment. Now, I know your first instinct when you find out one of your kids or somebody you know has lice is to panic. Run to the grocery store, buy Rid, pour it on their hair, you know, clean your hair with Rid. The problem is that Rid's really hard on your hair. It can damage your hair. It is also can be expensive, and unfortunately it doesn't always eradicate all of the lice issue. Sometimes it'll kill only the adults, but will miss the babies or the nits, and so in 10 days you're still having another issue. So instead, what I'm gonna show you is the tried and true natural home remedy. It's also way better for your hair than this is sure to get rid of lice. So what you do, step one, is go buy some olive oil. Like this, just a can of olive oil or a jar of olive oil. Extra virgin is best, but virgin olive oil is fine too, as long as it's olive oil. You're going to need an applicator bottle like this. Just has a pointy tip. You can put the oil in the applicator bottle. And you're going to need a knit comb like this. You can get these on Amazon or at a beauty supply store. Make sure that you're getting metal, not plastic. The metal ones work better. So once you have those supplies, sit your child down. Make sure they have on a shirt that you don't mind getting oily and covered in oil, because it does stain and soaks into the cloth. So step two, you separate the hair, bottom layer first, and you're going to take the applicator of oil and you're gonna run it right along the scalp line, right along the hairline. And you're going to use the knit comb then to comb all of the oil through the hair and make sure all of the strands are getting saturated and covered in the oil. And as you're doing that, you're also combing out any potential nits, lice bugs, or baby bugs. And if you have a paper towel this size, you just wipe it like this on the paper towel, and that will show you what's coming out on the knit comb. So sometimes you're not sure whether they have lice or not, and so as you're combing, you're looking for that. Other times you know for sure they do, and so you're combing it out. So that's step 2. Step 3, continue to repeat this process layer by layer through the hair, working it over and over and over. If you find a spot where you are seeing more knits or things like that, you wanna go through that, you know, kind of like down and then go sideways and then go the other way, all with the direction of the hair, just to make sure you're thoroughly getting through all of those knits. Step 4, make sure the hair is completely saturated in the oil. You're gonna pull it up into a bun or braid it back, and then you are ready to go to sleep for the night. So usually you do this in the evening. The trick is that lice can hold their breath for 6 hours. So you need to make sure that the olive oil is staying on your hair for at least 8 hours. So you are making sure you're basically drowning anything that could potentially be on your hair. The easiest way to do it is to just put a towel over their pillow so they can just sleep on the towel. If the oil gets off anywhere, it's just gonna be on their towel or on the clothing that they already had on you didn't care about, and it's not gonna make a huge mess. In the morning when you wake up and you still have the olive oil in your hair, the best way to get it out of your hair is to use just a little dish soap like this, a little bit of dish detergent. This breaks down oils, and so it's going to help remove that oil off the hair strands, and then you can just continue to wash with shampoo and conditioner. If you only try to use shampoo and conditioner, it's not gonna strip all the oils out and your hair is still gonna feel greasy and look greasy when you're done. Okay, so as you're doing this, what you're going to find out is that there are those that have lice and those that do not in your family. What was the verdict?
It was like 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
That probably took.
What'd she say?
That's good.
No lice.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
It's good.
Maisie's turn. So we're gonna separate them out into 2 buckets for 1 second. If this person has discovered that they have lice, you need to repeat this oil treatment on their hair every night, day 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 nights in a row, you need to do the exact same thing. Saturate their hair with oil, rub it into the scalp, use the knit comb to comb through their hair, check for all of it, and braid it up, and then put them to bed on a towel. If you have children that you've discovered do not have lice, in our case, only 1 person of my sister's kids, of my sister's 4, only 1 had it. So with the other 3, of course, they got the olive oil treatment the first night too while we were checking their hair. But after that, we only had to do the oil treatment on their children day 4, day 7, day 10, day 13, day 16, day 19. So it's every 3 days for pretty much 2.5 weeks. And if you have lice, you do it every night, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you skip to the every 3rd night routine. And this is just a surefire way to eradicate it. You're gonna maybe see some continued knits coming out during that time. It's all normal, it's totally fine. Doesn't mean anything's alive. It just means that it's the natural process of the eggs as you're removing them from the hair. Some other tips and tricks that you can use, you can try washing the clothing that the person has worn recently. Remember, lice don't live off of a human host for more than 24 to 36 hours. So something that's already been away from them, a shirt or a piece of clothing that long, is not going to be infested with lice. But if it makes you feel better, certainly wash their clothing. Some people vacuum their furniture, but again, the likelihood of them moving from the furniture to their hair is very small. As far as your hair supplies go, you can certainly run things through the dishwasher. I've done that in the past. You can boil the brushes and combs that you've recently used. You can throw away some of the items that you feel like are infested that you don't want to deal with. Or you can just bag everything up into a Ziploc or some kind of garbage bag and set it aside for 36 hours or 2 days, 3 days, and then you know for certain that anything that was on there is no longer living, so then you just have to clean them and they're ready to go again. Okay, you guys, let's do a little FAQ on lice in general. Now, a actual little lice bug, I believe louse is the singular of lice, but a little louse bug is about the size of a sesame seed. It's a wingless little bug. It has 6 legs and it's kind of a brown color, but sometimes they can look almost translucent. So you'll see them crawling around in the hair if you have a lice infestation, particularly along the scalp. And each day that the little bugs are in your hair, they can lay 6 to 10 eggs a day, which means that they can overall, because they live 30 days, you could end up with hundreds of little nits in your hair for each bug. And then it takes those little nits like 8 to 12 days to hatch, and pretty soon, bam, you have a whole head full of little lice bugs. Now, I want to reiterate very clearly that it is not gross and there should not be a stigma to getting lice. I know that everybody's normal reaction is like, ah, lice, oh no, panic mode. But really, it's not gross to get lice. It's nobody's fault. It doesn't mean you have dirty hair. In fact, lice prefer clean hair. If anything else, they prefer clean, long hair. That's their very favorite. So if you are somebody that gets lice, don't feel bad about it. I had lice as a child twice, not just once, but twice. It is not gross to get lice. It is a little gross to keep lice, just because that means that you're not taking care of your hair and you're not doing the lice removal treatments that you should be doing to get rid of lice itself. You're also potentially spreading it to other people. Okay, FAQ number 2, do lice live on animals? No, they do not. So if you get lice, you don't need to worry about your pets getting them. They only live on humans, and they can only survive for 24 to 36 hours off a human host. So it's not even, like, if you leave your house for more than 24 hours, you can eradicate lice just by doing that simple thing, is just leaving your house, because they die if they aren't on a human head. Do lice carry disease? No, they do not. They do not carry disease. They might make your head very itchy and your scalp scratchy, but they do not cause diseases of any sort. The easiest and most common way to get lice is just straight up head-to-head contact. That means, like, if I were to hug somebody and my hair landed on their hair, and then the lice may move from their head to my head. Or if I used a hairbrush that they had just run through their hair and there were bugs in their hair, it can also be ball caps or hats, that type of thing. Lice can jump from head to head, but that's not very typical, just because they're kind of lazy bugs too, and so they don't want to do any extra effort. So the best way to prevent lice is to just avoid sharing brushes, sharing hats, pulling your hair up and back, or braiding it tightly as opposed to wearing your hair down can also help. So update guys, the only one so far that has had any lice at all is Kylie. And she only had a few, so we caught it early, which yay. So we prevented an infestation. But we did learn a lot, and Kylie had her hair washed again and then more olive oil, and now she's off to bed since it is 1:40 a.m. Time for bed. Hope you guys enjoyed this video all about head lice, the removal of head lice, and all the tips and hacks I can think of. Now, if you guys have not already subscribed to our channel, be sure to do that by clicking the flower right here. And be sure to check out the rest of our hairstyle tutorials by clicking over here. And we will see you guys next week, you guys. Bye.